At 87, Jane Fonda finally speaks up about Robert Redford. Jane Fonda was born Jane Seymour Fonda on December 21, 1937, in New York City. She was destined for the spotlight as the daughter of legendary Hollywood actor Henry Fonda and socialite Francis Ford Seymour. Yet, despite her privileged upbringing, her journey was far from easy. From a young age, Jane faced emotional turmoil and loss, most notably the tragic suicide of her mother when Jane was just 12 years old. This event profoundly shaped her emotional life and influenced much of her later work, both as an actress who explored complex, conflicted characters and as a public figure committed to personal growth, self-reflection, and social reform. Her early education included attending prestigious schools such as Emma Willard and Vassar College, but it was in Paris and later at the Actors Studio under the mentorship of Lee Strasberg that Jane discovered her true calling: acting. She made her Broadway debut in 1960 and soon transitioned to film, quickly proving she was more than a famous last name. Her early roles in films like Tall Story, 1960, and Cat Ballou, 1965, showcased her versatility and natural charisma. By the late 1960s, she had emerged as one of Hollywood's brightest talents, earning critical acclaim for her performances in Barefoot in the Park, 1967, and Barbarella, 1968, the latter directed by her then-husband Roger Vadim. Barbarella transformed her into an international sex symbol, yet it also typecast her in ways she would later rebel against, as she sought to prove her worth as a serious, socially conscious actress. The 1970s marked a turning point in Jane Fonda's life and career. No longer content to be seen merely as a glamorous star, she became deeply involved in political and social activism. Her outspoken opposition to the Vietnam War, her fight for civil rights, and her support for feminist causes made her one of the most controversial figures of her generation. The infamous Hanoi Jane photograph, taken during a 1972 visit to North Vietnam, haunted her for decades, sparking outrage and misunderstanding. Yet, even her harshest critics could not deny her courage or her commitment to justice. Jane herself would later acknowledge the complexity of her actions, expressing regret for certain decisions while maintaining her dedication to peace and human rights. As an actress, Fonda's craft only deepened during this period. Her Oscar-winning performances in Klute, 1971, and Coming Home, 1978, demonstrated her extraordinary range and emotional depth. In Klute, she played a call girl caught in a web of mystery, delivering one of the most hauntingly vulnerable performances of the decade. Coming Home, in which she portrayed the wife of a soldier who falls in love with a paralyzed Vietnam veteran, mirrored her own political awakening and compassion for the wounded realities of war. These roles cemented her reputation not only as one of the finest actresses of her generation, but as a woman unafraid to align her art with her ideals. In the 1980s, Jane Fonda expanded her influence beyond Hollywood. She became a cultural icon through her groundbreaking fitness empire, beginning with the release of Jane Fonda's Workout in 1982. The video revolutionized the fitness industry, empowering millions of women to take charge of their health and bodies. Her exercise tapes became bestsellers worldwide, and she used her platform to advocate for body positivity, wellness, and aging with strength and grace. This reinvention demonstrated Fonda's ability to adapt to the changing times while remaining authentically herself, ambitious, driven, and socially aware. In later years, Jane Fonda experienced a remarkable renaissance. Her return to acting in films like Monster-in-Law, 2005, and Youth, 2015, as well as her acclaimed role alongside Lily Tomlin in the Netflix series Grace and Frankie, 2015 to 2022, introduced her to a new generation of fans. Off-screen, she continued her lifelong commitment to activism, focusing on climate change, women's rights, and social justice. In her 80s, she was arrested multiple times during her Fire Drill Fridays climate protests in Washington, D.C., proving that her passion for change remained as fierce as ever. Today, Jane Fonda stands as a symbol of strength, evolution, and conviction. Her life story is one of transformation, from Hollywood ingenue to Academy Award-winning actress, from controversial activist to beloved elder stateswoman of progressive causes. Through her art, her courage, and her enduring grace, she has inspired countless people to question, to grow, and to fight for a better world. Jane Fonda is not just a performer. She is a living testament to the power of reinvention, compassion, and truth. Her legacy continues to shine as brightly as ever, a tribute to a woman who never stopped daring to live boldly, think deeply, and use her voice to make a difference. Jane Fonda's personal life has been as dynamic and public as her illustrious career, particularly when it comes to her marriages, each of which reflected different periods in her life, her evolving beliefs, and her changing priorities. Her first marriage was to the French film director and screenwriter Roger Vadim, whom she married in 1965. Vadim, already renowned for his work in European cinema and for his previous high-profile relationships, played a significant role in shaping Fonda's early exposure to the international film scene. Their union was a blend of intense passion, artistic ambition, and social exploration, as Fonda was navigating both the glamour and the challenges of a burgeoning career in Hollywood, while also being deeply influenced by Vadim's European sensibilities and avant-garde approach to filmmaking. Despite the initial excitement and mutual attraction, their marriage eventually ended in divorce in 1973 after 8 years of marriage, highlighting the difficulties of balancing personal fulfillment with professional ambition and cultural differences in a high-profile relationship. This period in Fonda's life was transformative, not only professionally but personally, as she began to cultivate her political consciousness and activism, elements that would define much of her later life. Shortly after her divorce from Vadim, Fonda entered her second marriage, this time to the politically active Tom Hayden in 1973. Hayden, a prominent social and political activist and a key figure in the New Left movement, represented a different kind of partnership for Fonda, one that intertwined personal life with social purpose. Their marriage lasted for 17 years, ending in 1990, and during this period, Fonda's political activism intensified, reflecting the couple's shared commitment to causes such as anti-war campaigns, feminism, and social justice. Together, they navigated the complexities of public life and activism, often under intense media scrutiny, which sometimes placed strain on their personal relationship. Their partnership was emblematic of a generation seeking to fuse private life with public responsibility, and though their marriage ultimately ended, it left a profound impact on Fonda's worldview and her dedication to social and political advocacy, which became as prominent in her identity as her acting career. Fonda's third marriage was to media mogul Ted Turner, whom she married in 1991. Turner, a billionaire entrepreneur and founder of the Turner Broadcasting System, represented a union that combined two highly visible and influential public figures. Their marriage brought together Fonda's artistic and activist pursuits with Turner's business empire and media influence, creating a high-profile partnership that drew significant public attention. Despite their shared interests in philanthropy and global issues, the marriage faced challenges related to the pressures of fame, contrasting lifestyles, and intense public scrutiny. They divorced in 2001 after a decade together, marking the end of another significant chapter in Fonda's personal life. This marriage highlighted Fonda's ability to navigate relationships with powerful individuals while maintaining her own sense of identity and continuing to pursue her professional and activist goals. Across these three marriages, to Roger Vadim, Tom Hayden, and Ted Turner, Jane Fonda's personal life reveals a portrait of a woman who has continuously evolved, learning from each relationship, balancing love and personal growth, and integrating her experiences into her broader life mission of creativity, activism, and empowerment. Each union, while ending in divorce, contributed to the depth of her personal development and the breadth of her public persona, leaving indelible marks on both her private journey and her public legacy. At 87, Jane Fonda finally broke her long-held silence about her relationship with Robert Redford, a Hollywood icon and longtime friend whose recent passing has prompted reflection and heartfelt remembrance from those who knew him best. Fonda, who has long been celebrated for her courage, advocacy, and openness, spoke candidly about the profound respect and admiration she felt for Redford, both as an actor and as a person, offering insights that few have ever had the opportunity to hear. She said, "Robert and I shared a bond that went beyond mere friendship. There was a deep unspoken understanding between us, forged through years of working together, navigating the highs and lows of Hollywood, and witnessing each other's growth both personally and professionally." In these words, Fonda emphasized that her connection with Redford was built on mutual respect, a shared sense of artistic integrity, and a recognition of the rare authenticity he brought to every role, every project, and every personal interaction. Fonda reflected on their early days in the industry, recalling that Redford's presence was always calming, reassuring, and inspiring. "When I first met Robert, he carried with him this rare combination of humility and quiet confidence," she explained. "It was impossible not to feel at ease around him, to feel that your work mattered, that your voice mattered, that your presence made a difference. He had a way of seeing people, really seeing them, beyond the surface, and that kind of attentiveness is something you don't encounter often in life or in Hollywood." Her comments reveal not just admiration for his professional achievements, but a recognition of his deeply human qualities, the integrity, thoughtfulness, and decency that shaped his relationships and his legacy. Fonda also spoke about the creative synergy they shared, which she described as transformative. "Working with Robert was always an experience that elevated my craft. He had this ability to challenge you without ever diminishing you, to push you to explore your limits, to reach deeper into your character, all while creating an environment where you felt safe and supported. That's a rare gift in a collaborator, and it's something I treasured immensely." Her words shed light on the mentorship-like aspect of their friendship, suggesting that Redford's influence extended far beyond their shared screen time and into the core of how Fonda approached her artistry. She underscored that his encouragement and constructive feedback helped shape some of her most acclaimed performances, leaving an indelible mark on her career. Beyond the professional sphere, Fonda's recollections reveal the personal warmth and loyalty that characterized their connection. Robert was someone you could count on, not just in the world of cinema, but in life. He was steadfast, kind, and genuine in ways that are increasingly rare. He made you feel seen and valued simply for being yourself. Her words reflect the rarity of a friendship in Hollywood that combined personal authenticity with unwavering support. Fonda's admiration extended to Redford's dedication to social and environmental causes, highlighting that he was not only a talented actor, but a man deeply committed to leaving a positive impact on the world. She explained, "He didn't just talk about making a difference, he actually lived it. That was inspiring, and it's something I'll carry with me forever." Finally, Fonda acknowledged the void his passing has created in her life and in the broader artistic community. "Losing Robert is like losing a part of the foundation of what we built together in Hollywood, a pillar of honesty, creativity, and decency. I am grateful for every conversation, every collaboration, every moment of laughter and learning we shared. His spirit, his talent, and his kindness will stay with me always." Her statement is both a tribute and a testament to the enduring influence of Redford's life and work, reflecting a deeply personal narrative intertwined with the legacy of one of cinema's most respected figures. In speaking out at 87, Jane Fonda not only honors Robert Redford's memory, but also reminds the world of the profound, lasting connections that can emerge from a life devoted to art, activism, and authentic human engagement. Her reflections offer a rare glimpse into the personal dimension of a relationship that transcended Hollywood glamour, revealing the heart, respect, and enduring admiration that defined their bond.